Welcome back to United TV and Manchester United 3 and Nottingham Forest 2. Assist for Bruno Fernandes and assist for our main target, Elliot Anderson, as well. VAR actually overturned by our referee as well. So there's a lot of talking points. I was going to say during the match as well, we almost saw goals for both fullbacks. Luke Shaw opening the scoring and Dallo almost scoring as well. This game could have been like 8-4. There were so many chances, so much to talk about. Where do you start with this one? Like Bruno Fernandes with the record or equaling
Yeah,
the record as well.
just brilliant. So happy for him. Oh my god! I was looking at that game and thinking, is he going to get it? Because there were so many opportunities. And Bumo, he was having a bad day at the office, and he hit the woodwork, and then that lovely ball along the line, and he got his assist. But there were so many opportunities. He skied it at one point. Diallo rising high, missing his chance, and the controversy over the penalty. I personally, myself, kind of felt that that wasn't a penalty. I thought the guy in front of him, he shinned it, and Buma didn't see it. You can see him bring his body back. The ball travels here, and Cunha gets it. Did he get an assist for that? And Buma, I wish he did. But oh my god, that was great football. I thoroughly enjoyed that match. I really enjoyed that match. That was proper attacking football. And on another day with different strikers ahead of him or strikers on their game, Bruno probably would have had 24 assists by the end of the play.
Yeah, it was a crazy game, wasn't it? It's a crazy game. There will be, if people that know, this is a calling show as well, so we will be putting the links up there as well. And he got there in the end, didn't he? He got there in the end. But when you saw Mbeumo hit the post after he rounded the goalkeeper, and I was thinking, wow, this is one of those games where Mbeumo could have scored that goal, Dallo could have scored that goal that hit the post, and I thought that Dallo did everything right. And I honestly thought when I saw the goal that Cunha scored and it came from Mbeumo, my initial reaction was it hit Mbeumo on the side, then
Yeah,
flicked up and hit his
bounced
arm.
up.
As
Yeah,
far as I'm aware, in terms of like if the ball deflects off you and hits your arm, it's not
it's not
handball and it's not
handball.
deliberate control. So I thought they got that right. I
Yeah,
don't know what Gary Neville was thinking when he was saying it should definitely be chalked off because the ball hit Mbeumo's side, bounced up. He's not controlling it there. And do you know what I say as well? That the first goal Luke Shaw scored, it reminded me a little bit of the goal that Cunha scored against Liverpool, where he picked his spot. And I think with Luke Shaw, his first touch was to try and kind of like, he knew he couldn't hit it first time. And it bounced up a bit awkwardly. And I thought he just did what he needed to do, just placed it. And I was like,
placed it.
that's a
Yeah.
really composed finish.
It was beautiful. He did, like you say, he just literally placed it, and yeah, just perfect. And what a way to start the game. We keep talking about intensity, getting our goals in the first half. We said it for quite a few matches, and suddenly they're scoring in the first half. So there's an improvement there. And it just calmed the nerves. And then, I think Boris kind of sat back on times and allowed us to have the play waiting for a mistake. And we did the same with them. And it was an interesting battle in midfield. I thought in the first half, I thought Kobe came off better in midfield, but in the second half, Domingos was interesting. I think Anderson had some good moments. Sometimes there were a couple of unforced errors. I think Martinez had him in his pocket at times, and also Casemiro kind of got to him too. And then also, but then in the second half, never write Anderson off because that lovely
It was
swerving ball
such
into
a
the
good cross,
box,
wasn't it? I was going
just
to say,
beautiful.
with that cross that Anderson put in, I mean, we can talk about it now and say how good it was because it didn't affect the game, luckily. But the way it like bends around, there's no defending that. Like you literally
No,
can't do anything about that. The ball goes straight. I thought it was handball. It's definitely accidental, but we got an advantage from it when I saw it bounce off his thigh. Big up to you, Ahmed, as well. Good to see you, man. He said, "What's the rule about the handball?" And I think the referee said that it wasn't deliberate, was what he said on the pitch. But I think when I speak to a referee, there is sometimes a referee that watches the channel that might clarify it. But my understanding was if the ball hits a part of your body and bounces up, it's not a handball. Like,
yeah,
and Jules is saying, letter of the law, not a handball, but the type of incident that could be a handball sometimes. So it shouldn't be a handball because I think if I'm guessing if when we'd scored, I'm wondering whether they might change the view on that because you know how sometimes you look at the context but I think as far as I'm aware that the handball rule changes every single year, and I thought the understanding at the point was at the moment is if the ball say deflects off a part of your body, then hits your arm, it's not generally given a handball in open play, and it's heavily scrutinised today because of what happened. So we're going to get Belal on, and then we're going to get Renee on today to have a call-in show, and we're going to be like posting the link as well. So if you want to come on, Ahmed, you're welcome, and anybody else that wants to come on, you're welcome. Big up to Jeff, the man I just said, referee. There's a couple of questions about handball, Jeff. If you got some comments, we can get those in the chat, and we can get you on as well to speak. How are you feeling, Belal? Like, you're coming from
good
that
afternoon.
high drama.
Hi, Belal.
Hi guys, how are you doing?
Good. How are you? How did you find that game?
It was much better than last week. A lot better. I'm just glad we won.
What stood out for you in that game?
Bruno. He got his assist. Now he's level with Henry and De Bruyne. I think he deserves it. Thoroughly deserves it.
I was just watching that thing. Like, he could have got 3 assists in that game.
He would have got a hat trick of assists. That if Bruno could have scored a hat trick.
Yeah, it's true.
He would have got it if Dallo could have hit the target.
Yeah, to be fair, like Dallo did quite well with that move. Like he found some space, put it in the corner. It's unfortunate. I think Mbeumo should finish that one when he goes around the goalkeeper, though. I think he's looking at the ball.
The one around the goalkeeper and the one where Bruno just fell on his knees. That one, you should definitely have hit the target.
Sometimes you get the feeling like Bruno's like puts a few things on a plate and just thinks, "Man, I've got to like create like 10 chances in the last game to get the record."
Yeah, it's a shame. We had Dallo and Xerxes. We relied on them to score to get to go over the record, but these guys, they can't hit the target.
I do remember there was a time where he was running through and he had Ahmed on one side and Zexi on the other. He's like, forget them. I'm just going to take the shot. I've got a better chance.
Funny. That was pretty funny, that.
Yeah.
Regarding the handball, I don't think it was a handball myself. I think everyone was trying his best to move his arm away from the ball. But I was watching the game on Sky and Gary Neville was adamant that it was a handball. And
no, I was like saying like Gary, like it feels like Gary's like trying to work against us with this one. I know he's like supposed to be neutral, but I was looking at it thinking my understandings of that there's no way you can say categorically that should be disallowed. That the referee called it, didn't he? The referee said accidental handball, but it came off a deflected part of his body, so I don't think they're generally given anyway.
The commentator has to be neutral, but even he was saying that it should not have stood. That they spent 20 minutes crying about it. I was just screaming F off at the screen throughout the whole thing. I was like, F off, Gary Neville. It's a goal. It's a goal. It was so annoying.
He does.
I think he's trying to be unbiased, but he gets so annoying at times. Like, he sounds like he's against us.
He goes to the other extreme, doesn't he, to try and get a bit of balance? And it's kind of like, who are you competing with to get that balance? Everyone is on the other extreme. Try and come on this side and give us the benefit of the doubt.
You get Jamie Carragher and people like that. They're so biased that it's crazy. And you get Gary Neville, who's always against us. Just does my head in.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ryan's saying like Bruno's assist record so admirable. Kevin De Bruyne, Henry were in title-winning teams. I can't remember 100%. Exactly which year they got it in, but I guess like Kevin De Bruyne was in most title-winning teams, wasn't he? But and Henry as well.
I think even our fans were chanting, "Gary Neville, you're a W word." That was funny.
It is amazing considering where Bruno's played this season that he's got the 20 goals, and considering the form of some of our attackers that he's had to play with. If he had to say, and I've changed my mind on Lewandowski. Bring him in. If you had a Lewandowski in there, it would have been a different scenario. He wouldn't be on 20. He'd be on far more this season.
No, do you feel like I was saying a couple of days ago that can you imagine someone like Van Nistelrooy where it doesn't matter where the ball is, you just need someone that can finish chances. Where if you've got someone with Bruno behind you, it's just about getting someone that can finish, just a clinical striker. That I don't even worry too much about link-up play a lot of the time. I just think get someone that's going to score the goal, score the chances. and that'd be ideal. Big up to you, Danny.
Even if you had like Chicharito, he wouldn't be on 20.
Exactly. Can you imagine like someone like Solskjaer was just clinical in front
Yeah.
of goal. That would just like the main thing is
Maybe
hit the target, beat the goalkeeper.
if he
Lewis
stayed
Zaha.
fit. Yeah. And another thing, Luke Shaw desperately wants that England spot, doesn't he?
So, because it's being announced next week, and I thought, criminal has just scored.
He scored, yeah. And he had a good game overall, I thought.
He was good actually. Do you know what I was thinking? I was watching the match and I was watching Luke Shaw attacking at the start and thinking, I'm probably going to look at Luke Shaw a bit more today because I know he gets a lot of stick from people. And I was thinking, actually, he started the game pretty well. And then a minute later, he scored. And I was like, fair play, Luke Shaw. That was like, that was a really good finish, like for a fullback. And this is only his 4th goal ever.
Roberto Carlos.
Yeah, Roberto Carlos, but I think it'd be Roberto bench next season. Hopefully, we get some quality in the squad.
I hope so. We desperately need to improve in that position.
He had a good season, like really good season.
Yeah, so,
and I think United need more depth.
Could have another good season next season. I think you'll start picking up some injuries next season.
I'm going to ask you a question, and this is a dilemma. So see what you.
Oh yeah, I agree with this Jules comment.
I was going to say. So here's a dilemma. You keep Shaw and you rotate with Dorgu at left back, and you bring in Morgan Rogers as your winger, or you bring back Rashford, and you at left back you buy Lewis Hall. What are you going to do?
Oh, that's a difficult one. I'm a big fan of Morgan Rogers, but I just don't think Shaw and Dorgu would be good rotation at left back. I'm stuck. Why do you always ask difficult questions?
Just make it interesting.
It's tricky, isn't it? We haven't really seen Dorgu playing left back, and I think he still needs to get up to match fitness to have the impact he was having before he got injured.
Back last season, and I don't think it was very good there. I don't know. I think if I had to, I'd go with Lewis Hall. The Lewis Hall option.
What about you, Rich?
It's a good option for the future, isn't it, Lewis Hall? Like, I think that's a good option for the future, and then that might be the more sensible option. So I think we need to get a bit of cover in left back, and we know. I think with the wing situation, maybe that can wait a little bit. Now, I would say, looking at the Forest players as well, impressive from Gibbs White to Jules saying he'd take him in a heartbeat. I think impressive contributions from also Elliot Anderson, like 2 assists, unbelievable cross, really nice cross, and picking out for the goal that made it 3-2 as well. I thought was a nice pick out as well from him. I thought Bruno Fernandes' crossfield pass to Dorgu that could have got him the record as well. What a pass that was! That was outrageous. Like some of the passing today was phenomenal on both teams. Like I thought there was good quality chances created, and like how the Mbeumo goal went in, and Mbeumo looked like he was like, "Yeah, I'll celebrate that," but he wasn't really aware of it. Whereas the Gibbs White one was quite similar.
He was just in the right position.
Nice placement.
Yeah,
that was it. He was in the right position. Like didn't really need to do much. Just had to stick it.
I think like Bruno was thinking, I'm going to get this assist by just blasting at people, and it'll deflect and off them at some point.
But the Dorgu one was a favourite pass. The pass to Dorgu was absolutely brilliant.
Man United need Diamonde. That would be for me a quality signing.
I'm not sure Diamonde myself.
He looks so good though.
Yeah,
given his age, given his trajectory, possibly. I think Rodgers looked like he was playing for a Man United move against Liverpool because he stepped up against the team we can't stand.
Great goal.
I'm going to agree with Genghis and say, I didn't think it was a handball. Hit his thigh first, but anyone that comes on, we're going to get a few callers through tonight, hopefully, or this afternoon. Let us know what you think about that. Should it have stood? Should it not have stood? Any final points? The link should be in the chat, but I'll post it again for people that can't find it. Any other points you want to make, Belal? I mean, job done. Like we needed 1 point today to guarantee third. We got all 3.
Third. I'm really happy today. I think I've mentioned everything I wanted to mention. To be fair.
Question for you: Did that performance by Anderson convince you that he's should be our priority signing this summer?
he got 2 assists, but did he do that well in midfield, do you think?
How do you feel?
Myself, not too sure. I don't think he ran that midfield well.
No, I don't think. When people say about control, I think that was one of these games where I thought United were on top with possession a
I
lot
feel
of the
like
game.
Kobe did a lot more than him.
You think Kobe did more?
Yes, yeah, a lot more than Anderson did. But yeah, he's still a quality player, though. I'd still take it.
Yeah, I think I noticed in that game that Kobe was playing a bit more deeper, and I think Anderson was playing the eights.
Yeah,
And I think so. You probably saw more defensive, a more defensive performance from Kobe, and you saw a bit more of an attacking performance from Anderson. And in the first half, it wasn't playing off as much as it did in the second half. I mean, those two assists.
for the brilliant assists. Yeah, yeah, I'd have him. I'd still take it. But I think he's going to City.
Well, we'll have to see. There's no doubt. Give Rodri a 10-year contract and let him go to a professional club, I'd say. We see. And big up to you, Belal. Thank you for getting involved.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Thanks, Belal, as always.
Bye.
We're going to bring in Renee, who last joined the last calling show. I know that you're a fan of like Luke Shaw as well and Casemiro, so you must have been pretty happy with this day.
Yes, I way back in the day when was it, probably 4 or 5 years ago now, like when the whole central midfield was in question. Who do we need to get? And I remember being on your show for a long time advocating for Casemiro. Casemiro is the best CDM in the world at the time with Madrid, and to be honest, didn't think he was gonna come home here. And I think he's been amazing for us. I mean, obviously not played his best all the time, but I think Casemiro brought in a level of experience and he without being a captain, you can be a leader without being with the captain band. And you see that with how he celebrates with his teammates. You see that how he's coaching these kids, these young academy kids that are coming up, and him correcting them or him showing them stuff. And that level of confidence and talent and leadership is absolutely invaluable. We haven't had that in quite some time. And Bruno being one of the main front runners for that, and we haven't seen anybody do this in quite some time. Like we're looking at like Vita, Rio, Giggs, Waza, all that stuff, and he brings that whole, or he even when how he distributes the ball, like how the flow of the game, and he's absolutely been valuable for us. He's absolutely let Bruno become free, essentially, to be what Bruno is. I'm gonna say I've cried a little bit because I wanted him here for so long. And
when Casemiro got substituted, because I was saying that I've been saying it for a few times. I just watched it and just thinking, I don't know, it felt a bit sad.
Felt really sad.
Yeah, it hurts.
This hurts. I felt a little tearful.
Yeah, I haven't cried since Giggsy retired, so that tells you anything. Even losing Waza.
I was thinking they might substitute Casemiro just before the end, and it'd be just like Casemiro. When 3 went off, they were going, this guy's gone off, this guy's gone off, and I was going, oh shit, Casemiro's now going off. And I saw Casemiro and I was thinking, wow, there's been like a queue of people. I was thinking they're going to be like, I was looking at Armadillo and Bruno hugging him, and I was thinking, I don't know, it felt a bit weird as a Man United fan. I was just thinking,
Got sad, didn't it?
It did. It hurts. It really hurts. He's helped United a lot. The fact that we didn't have to go chase him. He wanted to come here. I mean, first of all, we don't have a lot of players these days wanting to run to United. We don't. We're
going to get more, Renee. We're going to get more. Can I just go through a couple of the comments as well? And just to say to Niall, Renee used to be on quite a while ago. But
yeah.
She's going to be on a bit more, hopefully. And
yes.
Just say massive thanks to Modern Samurai for the super chat, saying 20th goal of the season. Thank you so much for the super chat. Another great win, and
Yeah.
another win for Carrick. You know, we
Yes.
kind of taking it for granted, aren't we? That we had how many wins is that in a row now? It's like, okay, the disappointing draw last week, but another good win, another home
We
performance.
11,
look
11 wins,
we
3
Can you
draws.
imagine
looked
if we could finish chances? It could be like 6-2, couldn't it? I was watching.
Oh god, yeah, don't.
Yeah, I'm not like joking though. Do you think if you looked at all the chances, I don't know, I don't watch I don't care about expected goals, but the number must be high tonight because how many chances do we have like in that game?
we
Like
Bruno should have like 23 assists right now. Like that guy should have a hat trick. Like
I know
you've got to put the ball, especially with us going into UCL next year. You've got to put the ball in the back of the net. There
I,
are no excuses. You are in front of goal. That ball has got to hit the net every single time. We saw that last game. We saw that 2 games ago. We don't need to be, oh, we should have, we could have, we should have. Just go do it. Put the ball in the back of the net. Like the fan base is not going to sit there and be idle while we actively give away points, goals. Like we saw, like it's like we can't hold on to the ball. We give the ball up so easy and leave us open for counter. And then when we get to the box, we're giving up points. We're giving up goals. Like if you're inside like I was taught, if you're inside the 18, have a go. Someone will make a mistake. You've got to go. And now we have at some point, but also like with Bruno feeding into the box and you have pretty much a wide open net, there's no reason you don't put that in the back of the net. You can't skyrocket it. I thought Fred was bad. And
the expected goals today was 4.19, and we actually had
yeah.
29 shots.
Yeah, I saw that. And I was
wow.
like, dude, but the
Amazing.
fact that
I
we
was
only had
thinking
3,
Women
we
must
should
have
have
had
like
about
5.
6.
We should have had at least 5 or 6. Absolutely. Like that's the thing too. Like it like
Do you know what
imagine
the thing is though,
that.
Renee? When we will have this sort of game, Man United have loads and loads of chances, get 3 goals. I feel relaxed because I'm thinking that I worry more when we don't create chances, and when we don't when we have watch a game and think, wow, where were the chances? Where was the shots on target? And if I'm thinking like, yeah, Man United win 3-2, and no, the first game went to Old Trafford. Manchester United beat Crystal Palace 5-2, and we created chance after chance after chance, but again we conceded goals. And when I was watching the game live against Crystal Palace, I was thinking, oh, that's annoying that they've scored. And when opposition teams scored, it used to be us a bit annoying. Let's just go and score another couple of goals. And I'm getting that kind of that vibe of my team that I thought if Forest had got a third, we would have jumped on and maybe got another one. Forest Talk
Yes.
TV, you're welcome to jump on. There's a few people backstage to go through, but I can get you on 100% to have your say because it's always good to get opposition view.
Ooh. Yeah.
And big up to you, Makayu, as well. Thank you for becoming a channel member. Big up to you, Makayu. Yeah, we'll get Forest Talk on in a second to get the opposite view and maybe maybe negotiate a price for Anderson.
Also, I think
What did you think, Renee? What did you think about the Forest targets that we like Anderson and
I honestly, I'm not opposed to them. I would rather have Tuchumene, honestly. I think mainly because he's already been proven. He plays UCL. He's been in there. I think he would be invaluable in the middle
yeah,
to
his quality,
replace
isn't he?
Casemiro. I mean, I outside of United is my big love, but outside the EPL, Madrid is probably the club that I would, I guess, follow. And I think he's done great for Madrid. I think he would be very valuable and a good replacement for Casemiro as well. I mean, replacing Casemiro is going to be the big one, I think. I'm not sure about the wing. I don't know. It's so up in the air. I think we should give some of these academy kids a shot, but that's to be seen. I also want to kind of complain about our lack of urgency to the ball when they thought it was a handball and we got people going flinging their hands up in the air. The ball is still in play. The ref has said play on. Why are we not going to the ball? We should have had a couple chances at the late second half where that ball should have been immediately sent back into the box. They were their back four were wide open. We've got like 6 people up front. Like, we got to go. Like, there should be no reason why we're waiting for a whistle to be played. Like, I was always taught, you played until there was a whistle.
Exactly. You played for the ball, not for the
Yep.
decision. Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
because
We've done that a few times.
yes, and I saw it a lot. I saw it a lot today in their defensive third, and especially outside the box. We can't just wait for the ref to come bail us out. We can't wait for a call. We've got to go do that ourselves. And these guys have got to get it out of their head that the ref's going to call shit. Because guess what? They ain't going to call everything, and we're going to get stuff called against us that we don't agree with. But the thing is like, go get the damn ball. Just go get the ball. Stop waiting for a decision. If they blow the whistle, then obviously stop the play. But you gotta go. Don't worry about the referee. Like, he's just there to monitor. Like, just go get the ball and go get the damn thing in the net. Like, that's not gonna work. The whole, oh well, he didn't call it, I'm not gonna go for it, is not gonna save us in UCL. Like, as of right now, if you look at like Bayern, you look at PSG, you look at City, you look at anybody else, we're gonna get eaten alive. If we don't figure something out, be first to the ball, fuck 2 men to the ball, cross the ball. What I saw today, though, is our counter. We don't see that very often anymore. So seeing United sit there and come back and counter and go for it is great, but it doesn't mean anything if you don't play for the ball. Like, that ball bounces out, someone has got to be there or challenging for the ball. And we really didn't do that today. And that is somewhat concerning. Like, say we're in a knockout stage in UCL and we don't do that and they come back and score, there's really no excuse. Like, you've got to be first of all. We should be like, that's fundamentals right there. Is you have to be first of all, and if you're not, you have to be there. Stop waiting.
Can I ask you a question about Martinez? Because I kind of thought, for me, he was possibly the standout defender. What did you think of his performance today?
I think he did honestly pretty well. I don't think Maguire had his best game, but I think Licha is probably the person that is probably best to pair with Maguire. We haven't found really anybody to pair with Maguire for a while, and I think those two kind of rotate where one will not have a great game and the other one steps up. That's how it should be, though. That's exactly how that should be. That pairing should work that way. I mean, it's no Vita Rio pairing, but Licha absolutely laid himself out there, and I'm thankful and grateful he even, he did that. I mean, obviously we're not going to get a Rio or Licha out of these guys, but the effort to make the play on the ball, the effort to contain and cut the angles off. Like, the ball can still get through, but if the angle's cut off, it doesn't matter. And I think he shut down quite a bit. Like, Maguire is more of a distribution this game. He didn't do a whole ton, which that's fine. Like, like the 2 goals that were allowed weren't the back four's fault for once. Because
I think it's good things. But Renee, we're gonna have to get some other people on to speak. I just people in private chat. If you're ready, Jeff, we can get your. Or we could put Jeff on quickly because I think Jeff needs to head off and see if Jeff can give us a bit of information on the handball rule. If you're there, Jeff.
I'm here.
Yeah, what do you want to say about the handball rule, Jeff? Because people were not arguing, but everyone's got a bit unsure. Yeah. We don't trust Gary Neville. So whatever Gary Neville says, we can listen to him.
I'm sorry. He is promoting Gary Neville and not United, and I'm sick of him.
Yes. Somebody needs to tell him to go
piss off.
Jog on. Yes. Jog on. Yeah, go. Like, I don't understand how you play for United for as long as you did. He sold his soul for broadcasting for money, essentially, is what it is.
Well, and what's funny is his broadcasting empire is built on Glazer money.
Mm-hmm.
They're his back supporters. So
he sold his soul for money. He sounds like Di Maria and all that fun stuff.
Anyway, on the handling, there was 3 things they were looking at. The first was there any contact with any other player before the ball got to Mbeumo? And there was. where on the position of the arm did the ball hit, because they changed the law so inside the sleeve now, and the sleeve can come almost all the way to the elbow. So they have to look at where it was in there, and then intent, right?
There's no
So,
intent.
and there was absolutely, he was actually, the referee had deemed that he actually said no intent when
No, yeah.
you couldn't hear him because the crowd was drowning him out when he was giving his explanation. Because I like that. I like that they come back on and say what it is now. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the crowd
but
were just
it
about
actually
ready to
touched
boo because
another.
they thought it was
Yeah.
disallowed.
So it touched another player before it came to him. He had no intent. And if you look at the front side angle, where the ball touches is primarily inside the shirt sleeve. So unless he just like grabbed the ball under his arm, they couldn't have called handling.
And it didn't direct the ball into his favor either. He did not make a play on the ball with his hand. You can see it because it deflected off a player. It deflected off his thigh, hit him up in the arm, and his arms are out. So it's no handball. There's no handball. Like, if he would have actively smacked it down or directed his arm, then obviously it would have been called. And I feel like I tweeted this earlier. If it was a blatant hand call, they would have called it. And they didn't call it right away, and they let the play go and let it flow through and watch. And like you said, it's hit one other player. He controlled it with his leg, and it bounced into his arm, and there was no advancement of his arm. His arm continued to go out and down as he went to make the play. So I was like, I got in a little bit of argument with a couple people about it, and I'm like, okay, well, if he would have bapped it down, that would have been one thing. But it's taken a deflection, and you're moving, and you can't stop. It's like the arms are somewhat in a natural position as well.
Wow.
I'm like, you guys, it's a goal. Like, it's got to be a goal. Like, there's no other explanation, honestly, for it.
So anyway, the VAR wanted the handling called, and he left it to the decision of the referee on the field, which doesn't happen very often these days. But the ref took the looks, and he stood with his stand that it was a goal. So I'm pretty happy about that.
Yeah.
As far as subs go, Rich, that's the only point I've got. You can't take off three of your best players all at one time, man. If Carrick does that next year, he's going to get killed. He needs better players. Yes, he couldn't use any of the academy players because they have the FA Cup coming up, the final. So couldn't take a chance on anybody getting hurt. I would have really liked to see Shea Lacey and those boys. Maybe Cheeto, because Xerxes worthless. He didn't run, and if he was running, if that's his top speed, trying to get to a ball when he had wide open looks at it, and that's the most ridiculous thing that I've ever seen. And Dorgu's just looks. He doesn't look fit.
I
So
think he looks apprehensive. Like, he's not 100%. Like, he's double guessing himself. And I think at a certain point you've got to let go of that, and you've just got to go get the damn ball. You've got to make that challenge. You've got to get up there and go chase the ball. Like, you can't be. He almost like not looking for any kind of contact, but it's like you got to go get it.
Anything you want to say, Jeff, before we get other callers through as well? Also, Renee, thank you for joining as well.
Thank you for having me, man.
So cheers,
yeah,
Renee.
like I said,
get you soon.
Yep.
Can you hear me,
Renee.
Rich?
No problem. Thank you for having me.
Can you hear me, Rich?
Always a pleasure.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Can you hear me, Rich?
Yeah.
I'm out. See ya.
Cheers, Jeff.
I think he's had a bit of problem with his connection, I suspect.
Possibly. Let's get in Mo.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, Mo.
So,
How you feeling, Mo?
feel good. So, I had to get up super early to watch the game, and I was happy with what I saw. I was yelling at my TV screen because Bruno could have had 25.
Exactly, it's true, isn't it?
But Embuemo missed like 3 shots that he should have made. And so I was like screaming at my own TV. And then once Forrest got them 2 goals back, I was like, come on, y'all. Let's not do this all over again. This is Casemiro's last game. And like I don't normally get sad when like players leave because this is a business. But like I was pretty sad when like he got subbed off. So I'm like, man, this is the last time that we're gonna see him play for the club. And I think he's going to the Miami to play with Messi. But I was I think my biggest takeaway was if we would have had somebody more clinical in that goal scoring spot, then Bruno would have had like 25. But that was my biggest thing, and Casemiro's going to be missed because he did a lot to kind of calm the team down and like control some of the game at times. And I mean, I don't really have a whole lot of negativity because we won. We're in third place. We do need to get some players in this summer to hopefully shore up the midfield and the defense, and maybe one more striker who can actually score.
Just on that, Mo, in terms of midfield, what was your view on Anderson today?
I think he was playing well. That cross he had for the first headed goal, man, that thing was beautiful. Like it was beautifully crossed. I thought that he played well. I just don't know if we should pay what Forrest wants us to pay for him. But I mean, I'm not in charge, so. But I think that he played well today. He would do well for us, but it has to be a price that's not going to put us out, where we can't get like 2 or 3 more like players during the summer. But I thought that he played well.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. I think he's more of an 8, and I think you need still to get a deep lying anchor. Really, it's interesting. His stats today. So he made 68 out of 76 accurate passes, 89% success rate. Got 3 out of 5 successful dribbles, 4 out of 5 accurate crosses, 19 defensive contributions. He won 60% of his ground duels, 9 out of 16.
It's pretty impressive though, because Man United are league leading in terms of like winning duels, and like 60% against United is fair play. Two good assists, like one amazing cross, one really nice clean pass as well. I thought he did okay. I thought he did well, but you have to say Man United were playing well. So to actually pick out him as being one of the most dangerous players, I think is credit to him, because United played well today. We were fighting for things. I thought I do agree with Jeff's comment about the substitutes. I think if Manchester United keep their first team on the pitch longer, I think we score a 4th goal. Like there was so much space there. When Forest opened up and went for the game a bit, that 3rd goal, if Bruno Fernandes was passing that ball to Cunha and Mbeumo on the pitch instead of Xerxes, I think we're scoring a 4th or a 5th.
Well, dude, we could have had 4 or 5 before the subs came on, because like I said, the only negative I could see in the game was Mbeumo for 3/4 of the game, because he had 3 or 4 chances that he should have put away, and he didn't score. And like I'm screaming at my TV, and I'm like, just just
At
score.
least he scored though. He broke his drought though, so at least he
Yeah,
got one. Even
which
Sky
is good.
TV have been on his back this morning. Like they were saying, it's 11 games since he scored. So at least now it's like it's 0 games since he scored. He got one.
Yeah.
Do you know what's nice? We've got two of our attackers now, 3 of our attackers now on double figures, Sesko, Cunha and Mbumo. And I kind of feel a bit for Mbumo because no Sesko, where's your backup? And they really need to look at that this summer because you need Mbumo on the right, you know, and Ahmed needs to be his rotation. So that's the way that needs to work for me. And you need Sesko up front and somebody else. And on the left, Cunha and somebody else, unless they stick with Dorgu. And I think that's where we've kind of just come off the mark, really, when the subs have come on.
Yeah. I don't have anything else to say. I'm presently like I'm pleased. I was gonna be real upset if I woke up at like 5:45 in the morning and then
Yeah, you got
lost
to
the
get it
game.
early in the US. I remember staying up late to watch. Which teams I'm watching? I think I was watching like a basketball game and a baseball game years ago. And if you stay up late to watch something and your team loses, you're like, wow, it's like 4 a.m. Just
Well,
annoyed.
you so you were up late a year or two ago when you did the stream for the like Super Bowl. Like it was like
Yeah,
8.
exactly. My team lost. And
Yeah. So I mean, but hey, I'm happy. I think that the future looks bright if we can get a couple of signings like in the summer. But I'm happy. I don't have anything negative to say. I'll let you get whoever else should wants to get on. Thank you guys. And
cheers, Mo.
It's always good to
Always
see
good
and hear from you. Yeah, it really is.
So be up to you, Mo. And we're gonna get a Forest fan, Dan from Talk Forest TV. If you're ready, we're gonna get you on. Find the. Oh, it seems to have disappeared. Well, okay, we'll wait till he comes back in, and then because I want to hear from Forest fan. So, Dan, if you can reconnect, he was outside, so maybe it's like an internet thing. But we'll give Dan a second to reconnect. But yeah, what do you think that's going to be the view of Forest fans?
Well, it's interesting. They're star man, and apparently the star man of the match was Elliot Anderson. 19 had the most defensive contributions, 106 of the most touches, and completed the joint most dribbles. So, what's your view on the game, Dan? And what's your view on the links of Anderson coming to United?
I mean, I'm quite disappointed that we lost, but I think you always initially, if you do lose, you're always going to be disappointed. It felt like a bit of an end of season game because we haven't really got note to play for now. I mean, you guys should have been like 5-6 nil up. With the goals, but then we had our own chances with Gibbs White. I mean, if he puts double 2 away, it would have been. It probably would have felt like a basketball score. I mean, fair play on Forest for battling, and to say that we have got injuries as well. I mean, that back 4. I mean, we're missing Aino and Murillo. Rato scored. I mean, the second goal. I mean, it's one of them ones when you look at it. At first initial was handball, but I mean, my best mate's husband is a referee at county level, and he said it was that. But then when he rewatched it, he said it wasn't more because of like it hit his hip before it's his stand, but it just far for you nowadays. And referees, I mean, that won't get given today, but last game of the season, something similar might happen, and they might give it. So it's just a consistency of like referees.
Yeah, I agree with you, Charlie. It's been really inconsistent again this year, hasn't it?
Yeah, and you guys scored from Birmingham. I mean, he should have had a hat trick today for the chances he had. I mean, Gibbs White scored, and it was nice to see him start today and score because I didn't think he would play again this season. But I mean, if he don't go to the World Cup, then that's just be another agenda anyway. But Anderson, Manu, I mean, I'm sort of expecting him to move, but it'd be nice to keep him. I mean, if he goes to Man City, he's just going to be a bench warmer. Whereas if he does go to Man United, I think I'm expecting him to replace Casemiro. And I think he was our bright spot today. Like, I mean, he's created both goals, and it's to say that he's age 23, I think, top of my head, he got a footballing brain like an old man. Like, it's unreal, like what he sees on the football pitch to anyone else.
And it's been an interesting season for you, Dan. How have you felt about the season, and what are your hopes going forward? And what would you may have done differently this season to have a better season?
Europe, it's been splendid for me because I got to see Forest play in Europe and that, and I never thought, if you asked me that when I turned 30, when we bottom championship, I would have snapped your hand off. So, I think overall, I think Europa League been brilliant. It's a shame that we went out like we did. Premier League, disappointing to say the season we had last season. I think the whole manager situation, it's just been like mind blowing. Like, why bringing Ange then to say how bad Ange is? It's unreal, and he just made this worse. I think Dyche steadied the shit, but even then, he's just like a very old-fashioned manager, and I hope that it worked out for Dyche, but it didn't. And I mean, Vito got his playing today, and even today, like, you wouldn't have guessed that we would have gone for it last 10 minutes under Dyche, sure. And so, but next season, I just hope. I mean, transfer-wise, I think whatever happens, happens, and I think we just got to build on this season and be able to like challenge again for that mid-table top half.
It's always going to be tricky, isn't it? When you go from, say, at least making sure you stay in the Premier League, then you have that season where you almost get into the Champions League. But the Europa League, I think it takes a lot out of squads. Like, you look at Newcastle, where are they this season after finishing in Champions League qualification the year before? It is actually quite difficult. And I think there's a couple of people in the comments asking about how much is Anderson going to cost? And if he goes, do you think it's going to be the sort of prices that have been quoted, like 100 million plus? And if so, I guess if you've got a stable manager now, there's quite a lot of money to spend, and maybe that would be, if you can spend it sensibly, it might not be the worst scenario.
Yeah, that's the thing, because I think how it's all even been valued. I mean, it's going to be probably looking at least Declan Rice money, like he's that good, and I hope he stays more than out, because I think to say the circumstances he has had with his mum passing and how good the club been with him, I think hopefully he does stay. But I think if he does go and we get a really good price for him, I just hope that we use it wisely and just strengthen the areas that we need to, because obviously, like you said, with the Europa League and everything, it did take its toll out on the players, and we just need that bigger squad just to be able to have the demands off going on the Cup Run and Europe and everything else. So, yeah, I mean, if we does go and we get good money, I hope that we don't do a David Platt and just spend it on not so many good players and that. So,
Tyrone came in with a cheeky question. Would you take 45 million with Xerxes and Ugarte as a sweetener?
No, I don't really rate. No, I don't really rate them both either. To a fair, like, they're just.
You're in good company.
To be honest, like that's you're gonna buy if you're gonna do. I remember when Aston Villa sold Jack Grealish, and they had a clear idea of what they were going to buy, who they were going to buy, and I think Forest need to have that in mind, that you have to look at it and try and go for at least a couple of quality players, if not three, if you're going to get them a bit cheaper. I think, to be fair though, we saw Xerxes come off the bench, and no, I've never seen a less clinical striker at Man United. So
can I ask you then quickly? So with Anderson going, Forest have been heavily linked with Hayden Hackney. How do you feel about him coming in?
You know, I was just that was my next sort of like comment about. I mean, when you look at the place in the Championship, sorts of Hackney. I mean, he's going to be some player, and I think hopefully we do snap in and go in for him, because he proven it last couple of seasons how good he is in the Championship. And I think when you look at him and others, I think there's some really good bars in the Championship. You just got to find it. So yeah, I think Hackney will be a good signing if we get him, and I think Prayer will get the best out of him.
And a question I'd like to ask, because it's something that we've had to kind of manage for quite a while, is the ownership. It's been interesting with what he's done with the managers from the start of the season. What is the fan response to the ownership? Has it calmed down, or are there still quite a few frustrations?
I'll be honest here, when he first bought the club, it was always expected with him because he's so well known with Olympiacos for sacking managers left, right, and centre. So we always had that idea, and I think what finished him was being Angin, and I think that sort of put him under quite a lot of pressure because obviously Ange being Ange. So I think Pereiras came in, and I think that it settled out down now with the fan base towards Marinakis, and I just hope that Marinakis doesn't do anything stupid because we were linked with Marco Silva in a week, and I sort of said straight away not a chance, and that no disrespect to Marco Silva, which I think is a class manager, but I think Pereira's done enough to get next season and even the summer just to build with whatever money he does that as if it's with Anderson money or even more money. I think Marinakis just got to be patient with Pereira and let him build something.
It is 4 managers you've had this season. Is that correct? Yeah.
Yeah. We had Nino, Ange, Deitch, and Pereira.
Wow. Done well in Europe, considering all of that change in the coaching staff. To be fair.
Yeah, and that's the thing that we've done so well to get to the semi-final and stay up with the constant change in the backroom staff. And obviously, all managers have different ideas and all that. I mean, you wouldn't have said we would have done so well to see what we had. And I mean, Dax didn't really believe in that. He plays like Ibaka and McAtee's, and even Jay, because Jay couldn't even get a game under Dax. And since Pereira came in, last 6-7 games he'd been either starting if not coming on. So I think there's a squad here for us to build on. It's just finding that right manager, and at the minute I think Pereira's doing that. He's turned this jointed squad into a squad that will battle.
And Dan, it's always brilliant to have people on, so I'm always interested to hear what's going on at the club. What are your hopes for summer signings? What do you think needs to change? Who needs to come in? And maybe who needs to be let go of as well?
I think there's going to be some changes. Obviously, the Elliot Anderson, Emilio being linked to United, both of them. I just hope that we do need a centre midfielder, and I think something like a Hackney or even a midfielder from one of the relegation clubs that really shines shown that. I think a couple of wingers, and that no disrespect to what we got, because I think Callum and Hutchinson are probably our best 2 wingers, but I think we need to get that up because I think Badco, I can't, even though he's starting to shine again, I can't see him wanting to be second fiddle. I know Ndoye's being linked with another club today, so I think bulk it up on the wings and probably been in a younger striker, because I think Wood is not getting old any younger. I think Taro's, we can rely on him, but it's not the same Taro. And I think Luca's just, it's like Searchy, just waste of time. And I say that, I know he's comparing it, but
No,
I think
that's fair. Can I ask you a couple of questions from the chat? One is saying that a lot of people saying that thanks for coming on, Dan, because it's always appreciated that to get rival fans on just to get your views. One is, what do you think about Man United, and do you think we can build to win a Premier League considering the owners we got? And a question from Ryan as well, saying, do you think you can keep hold of Morgan Gibbs-White? He could be in demand.
Going on to Man United one, I think that it's it reminds me so much of Fergie under when he had lasers. Fergie did so well then to say when the lasers came in, and I think if Carrick can do something like what Fergie did and be able to get couple of cups and couple of titles, I think that'd be major for you guys, especially with the ownership. I think we all know how bad it is with the ownership at Man United. I mean, it's been well publicised everywhere. So I think you just need a manager that can just steady the ship, build something, and I think Carrick can do that because obviously he's been at Man United for such a long time as a player and interim. So I think if he can come in and steady the ship and be able to build something for you and get a couple of results and a couple of like good like lead standings because you've not been this high since Ole, which is quite scary for Man United. You always think Man United would be in the top 2 club, personally.
That's what we used to think.
Yeah. And it's scary to say at least that you always just got Man United, you always just got Champions League football for the first time in how many years yet. So Gibbs, right? I mean, there's this debate about him, should he go to World Cup or not. It will be hard to keep him, man. I think last summer that was proving it with McKinney, Jordan Spurs. So I think keeping Gibbs right will be instrumental for us because he is a talisman. And to say how slow he was started the season, I think he's probably one of the most informed players in the Premier League. And I think if Tuchel don't take him to the World Cup, then I think there's something wrong in FA because you can't take place at Palmer and Foden who's so out of form, and then you got someone at Forest scoring goals and actually playing so well. So I think keeping Gibbs right is instrumental to what we do.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's almost like I see this at quite a few teams. It's almost like you have a good season, or like it's a difficult season, but you've got European football and you do very well in that competition. But you have some really good performing players, and it's like put them in the shop window, isn't it? So you got Murillo as like a quality defender. You've got Morgan Gibbs-White, and again proving it against us, really nice finish. And you have Elliot Anderson, like he plays against Man United. We watch him play. He puts in an outrageous cross on just on the amazing. If Bruno had done that, we'd be talking about it for ages. But as rival fans, we're like, yeah, fair play. That was a great cross, and he gets another assist. So no, what more can he do? And he's just been playing well. I do know a few season ticket holders that went to a game against Forest. I think it might be in the 2-2. And they said that apart from that, today we're talking about Anderson as an attacking player and great an assist, but saying he really protects the back four as well. So he is like very good at so much stuff, which is why I think United fans want him.
And that's the thing with Anderson because when he came in, I always thought that he'd be like a backup to Gibbs White. That when I first thought that, and when he started playing him in that number 8, number 6 role, I thought, yeah, give him a try. But he's so good, like an all-round midfielder. And I mean, who would you say top of your head? Like the last one that is so good as Anderson, both defensively and attacking. I mean, it's been a while since there's been a player like him around. And fair play on Anderson because, I mean, he runs the show. And like I said earlier, he's got an old man brain on him for like football intelligence and how he plays.
Yeah,
I think that's something I like about Anderson because it's a bit like Casemiro, that Casemiro is a teenager. They're so young. I think Anderson is he 22, 23 now?
Yeah.
And yeah, I think it's like, even though he's like relatively young speaking compared to like other players, it feels like he plays like someone that's played the game for a decade. And I think that's what United are looking at. It's going for younger players, but also getting really intelligent players. Like they like Casemiro, he does all the basics incredibly well, but he's so composed, like beyond his years. And we're gonna have to get some other callers in, Dan. But it's an absolute pleasure talking to you. And no, sorry that obviously that your team's lost, but so thank you for getting involved in a very pro Man United stream. But no, great to get your views. Also,
Thank you for having me on.
I love you speaking to you.
People that are watching lots of football content as well. Dan's channel is Dan Talk Forest TV. So what I'll do is maybe I'll put a link in the description. Actually, I'm not sure if I can do that because I need to get 1,000 subscribers to get links that work. But what I'll do is I'll share your channel details with people I know, Dan, and hopefully people will be able to find you that way.
Yeah. I mean, I talk a lot for Forest anyway, and I like coming on other channels and talking all things footwear as well. So I appreciate it.
Appreciate you,
Dan.
Great chat, really was.
Cheers, Dan.
Thank you, guys. See you in a bit.
See you again.
Dan's like really upbeat considering and he's just a nice guy. But he's like, I think with Dan, it's like they just lost the game. And I was thinking, can you imagine getting a Man United fan on a Forest channel if we just lost the game and having such a good-natured conversation?
Yeah, and even with all the change that the club's experienced this season, he's got a very positive view on it, and I suppose that's what you need, isn't it? At the end of the day,
it's a big season for Forest. Like they almost got to the Europa League final, and a team that a couple of years ago was getting points deducted, fighting relegation. It's a massive change, isn't it?
yeah.
So we're going to get Neil on. We've got Broken Verdict and Omar to come on as well. How you doing, Neil?
Hi, guys. So that
How are
could
you?
have
How
been
you
anything,
feeling?
that game, couldn't it? Could have been about 10-4. No. You look at
I enjoyed it, but when the game went, I was
should have
thinking,
scored
I'm
a
glad we won.
hat-trick.
But
Xerxes missed 2. Dallo had a chance. You know, we could have scored at least 10.
And Beamer had about 3 chances.
Yeah.
Diallo had
I don't know what's the matter with Brian. He hasn't played well since he's come back from Africa Cup, whatever you want to call it.
maybe we need to get
Poor,
Lewandowski, like someone suggested. Someone that just all they do is like, they don't run, they just finish.
He's just not good enough, is he? Let's be honest. Xerxes.
And Beamer wasn't too bad. He assisted the Cunha goal, and he got a goal himself. So.
Well, I thought his goal was lucky. Another time that would have been disallowed.
Well, Cunha's.
Thing is, though, I do agree a little bit, but I would say that he was unlucky a couple of times hitting the post. So eventually, I think you make
but he should have scored that, shouldn't he? Really, that was a bad miss. I don't know what's the matter with him, Rich. I don't know. I just don't understand him. What's the matter with him? That's the best game I've seen. What's his name? The Argentina defender played for a while.
Martinez.
Best game he's played for a while, isn't it? I know he hasn't played much this season, but it's best. If you want to, do you want to know some local schools? Brentford are losing to Palace 1-0, and Wolves are beating Fulham 1-0. I know, don't make no difference to us, and the rest of the games are all draws so far.
Would you take Lewandowski on a free, Daz? He's only 38.
No, he's too old.
Really?
No.
He got 19 goals last season.
Yeah, but he's too old. It's not our future. We need someone younger.
No, it's not the future, is it? It's
just for a year. Would you take him on for a year? Just while Sesko can learn off him and rotate him when needed. Bring him on as a stop.
It depends how much his wages are.
175, I think, about 175k. Don't worry, Neil. We don't have to pay. Man United will pay for it.
No, I know that, but no. You might laugh at this. I'd go for Shankland from Hearts. Good player. Goal scorer, holds the ball up well.
Who's this?
Shankland from Hearts.
From Hearts, okay.
He scores goals. He holds the ball up well.
Special.
I'd just go for someone for the very short term. I'd say Bruno Fernandes is going to be, as good as he is this year. Next year, he's going to create loads of chances. Is it worth?
Well, he should have had another 5
free market,
shouldn't he?
I know. I'm just thinking with this one. Are you looking? I would just be saying, is there somebody that he doesn't have to come back and link up play, but he could come on for the last 15 instead of Xerxes, but just be someone that's clinical. So if he does get those chances that Xerxes gets, you just see him. Someone that's like
he's won the lot.
Like Cavani, or I was thinking like Cavani, Zlatan, like Henrik Larsson, someone that doesn't have to even play the whole game or half the game, can just come on for 15, 20 minutes as an elite striker. I don't know. It's a thought, isn't it?
Who would you want then for a backup striker?
I mean, I would take Lewandowski for a season, just because he's so clinical in the box.
Yeah, I know.
He rarely gets injured. Brilliant at penalties. Could you imagine how a character like him, the impact that would have in the dressing room, and for people like Sesko and all our attackers to have him around the camp and to learn from, just
like short term.
Yeah, just
like
for
short
a year.
term. So I think at the time, do you remember when Cavani came in? Okay, this isn't a good analogy, but when Cavani came in, I thought we got Greenwood, Rashford, Anthony Martial. Cavani can mentor these guys. Obviously, that didn't work out, but I think we've got different people now. I think with Sesko, you could look at Chidobe as the future as well, and who might. But again, he's not quite ready.
I don't think he's good enough.
No, he might not be, but then you've got
I
Cooper
see
Jr.,
the
who's
under
expensive.
18s, under 18s, and under 21s. 2 finals, they lost both of them.
He's very young though, isn't he, Cheetah? But he's just turned 18, hasn't he?
Yeah, say like that. The under 18s lost their final
Against City, yeah.
Yeah, and under 21s lost to Brighton in the Premier League 2 final yesterday. Lost 1-0.
They've done well though to reach 2 finals. Yeah,
I know. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, they did. They lost.
What did you think of Anderson today, Neil?
Yeah, he showed why he's a good player, but not 120 million. Most I would give Forest between 90 and 100, no more. I did say 60, but no, you won't get him for that. I would pay 90 to 100, no more. I like White Gibbs as well. He played well. He took his goal well.
Put some add-ons. There's a lot. You look at Forest and think they've struggled this season, but there's a few good players in that team. And you look at West Ham as well. There's a few good.
All teams
where they've got some
all
quality.
Teams got good players, haven't they? Even if you look at Wolves, who went down, they got Gomez. I don't know if he's left yet. And who else went down?
He's still there, yeah.
Yeah. Who else went down? Oh,
Burnley.
Any good players?
Burnley, and then it's either Spurs or
West Ham. I think
to be honest, actually, I would look past Spurs, but I don't see them playing well. I think Tyrone says 90 for Anderson's a fair price. Might be some add-ons in there as well. Brighton game, Sesko injured. Who are you going to start? I would say Vicky. It's got to be Mbeumo. It has to be Mbeumo. We're talking about Mbeumo with gets into the right position, doesn't he? He gets lots of chances, and I think he will score goals. I think with Xerxes playing like he knows he's gone, isn't he?
I don't know what's the matter with Brighton today. I just don't understand that because he missed a couple good chances, didn't he?
Let's have now that he's broken that, he's got his goal. You know, sometimes it's
an assist, isn't he? So
yeah, exactly. So it'll change hopefully next game. It'll be a tough game, of course. Brian chasing.
If Bruno doesn't get his record after this, he will curse the players today. He should have broken it today.
He should have had about 5, shouldn't he? Really, to be fair.
God, yeah.
Yeah, bless him.
You see it when it was and Brian missed that chance. Bruno went, "Oh God!"
Saw that.
He
Yeah.
put his face in his face and said, "Not again."
Sometimes when you're forcing it, it kind of can go that way. You know, when it's there in your head, and it's there in the players' heads. It can sometimes go that way, you know. But I'm so glad he got one and he's leveled it. So yeah, it's all to play for. They make it, don't they? The Premier League have been a master at kind of creating drama this year, and tension in every single
United
match.
Make it hard for themselves, doesn't it? All the
typical. It's typical United. It's United DNA, isn't it?
That's why I got no hair, mate. I keep pulling it out.
I have to.
For God's sake, would you have to make it so hard?
I have to ask you, Neil. Did you shred a tear when Casemiro left the field?
Yeah, I did because he's been a good servant.
Yeah.
I don't think I reckon if if they come back to him and say, "Cas, you can stay one more year," I think he would.
Really?
Yeah, I do.
I think he's off the high life in LA.
Yeah, yeah, but he loves the club. I don't know if have you ever seen?
He loves the club.
Seen a clip of him? He's in the stand. No, his wife and children in the stand, and the United fans singing Casemiro, la, 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 and his wife starts singing it as well, and his children. They're all in all together. Some of the family bits, and United fans underneath, and they're singing Casemiro, la, 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 and she starts singing it. Sorry,
but I think with Casemiro, you get a model professional who's a good role model to younger players. That
we do need experienced players, don't we? Really? Yeah,
that's the difficulty. I think that's why people like Tchouaméni, because he's got Champions League experience and he's played for Real Madrid at the highest level as well. It's tricky, isn't it?
Yeah,
I think the last 18 months is where we've seen the best of Casemiro, and I think that's part of that is because he's finally started to be played in a proper position and utilised properly. I think, and initially he was going in guns blazing, he was getting yellows and reds, and he had injury records. I remember the first couple of seasons, but I think in the last 18 months he's really, really come good, and really, really, when he's not played, we've really missed him.
Yeah, we have. And Kobe as well. I'm glad to see him back. He played well again today.
Yeah.
I think.
It's
We missed him against Leeds, didn't we?
It's such a shame because that relationship, you can see it. And when they played initially, you could see it worked. And then there was, Amrin deciding not to play him. And he's come back and they work really well. And it's, we're now disrupting that relationship. It's a shame.
So how many players do you think will leave in the summer when the season's finished? Not who will we buy, who will leave? I know Casemiro's going.
Yeah. I was going to ask you that question. What do you think?
Well, I think Bayern Deer, that's a goal. He should go. Who else? I'm not sure about Martinez. I'm 50-50 with him because good player, but he's always injured.
Yeah, it's a problem.
Xerxes, definitely. Dallo, I'm the same. We need a backup for sure because if we're going to play Champions League and all the cup games and all the league games, there's no way he can do that because they're probably somewhere along the line they'll break down. So yeah, I don't know. It's quite a few I just don't think are good enough. Ahmad, I think he was poor again today. I don't think he's good enough.
Yeah, I think Man United need to bring players in rather than like the players that might leave in the first team squad today. I think Xerxes would go, but I think Armadillo, Dallo, they're going to stay. Luke Shaw just will be a backup.
I forgot about him. He needs to go.
Yeah, the forgotten man. I asked Belal this question, and I'm going to ask you the same question. If you had, this is a choice you're given. You keep Dorgu and Shaw as left-back options, and you bring in Morgan Rogers, or you bring back Rashford, and as a left-back, you bring in Lewis Hall. It's the Lewis Hall bit.
I like Lewis Hall, but I don't want Rashford back.
It's a tough question, isn't it?
Yeah, and I'm not sure about the Villa player. It's a good player, but is he for United? I like Lewis Hall, but I don't want Rashford back. No thanks.
Do you know what I would say? You could get Rashford back, get Lewis Hall, then move Rashford on a year later and get Diamonde, spend big money on him. Maybe.
Yeah. It's hard, isn't it? What players? Because not everyone. Some fans want these players. Some players want this. Same as Michael Carrick. Some fans don't want him. Some do.
Yeah, we won't get everything done in one window.
No. But we need at least 5 players, I think, this time, and maybe buy another 3 in January. We do need 8 players altogether. I know we're not going to get them all, but we need at least 5 in the summer, Rich.
Yeah,
between
I agree.
5 and 6, anyway.
One bit of good news is that I never watched Serie A, but someone told me that Napoli won. So the deal to sell Rasmus is a done deal now. 44 million euros, about 36, 38 million pounds. So that's going to definitely happen. So that will be more money coming in. I think that's going to be positive. But we're going to have to get the next caller in. But big up to you, Neil. Thank you as always for supporting the channel. And nice to get you on after a good win.
Yeah, I'll see you. I'll still be in the chat. I'll see you later.
Yeah, cheers, Neil.
Palace game is 1-1 now. Brentford have equalised.
Brentford are chasing Europe as well, aren't they? So
yeah, there's 1-1.
Yeah.
But Fulham are still losing, and they're chasing Europe as well. Lose to Wolves as well. Good Lord. All right, I'll see you guys. Bye.
See you soon, Neil. Come back soon.
Yeah, see you. Bye.
Bye. Nice call from Neil.
Yeah.
And we're going to bring on Broken Verdict in the chat. So big up to you, Mo. Thanks for waiting backstage. How are you feeling today?
Hello. I'm good. I'm happy with the win. Let's just say that.
You know what I said before the game? I said Casemiro goal, Bruno assist, clean sheet, and in the end, I was thinking it could have been like another 5 goals. But what's your thoughts on the match? The last home game, quite open, to say the least.
I would say I'm very happy with the attack. Could do with improvements, which I will probably get onto later. I'm quite sad for Casemiro leaving. I know he's getting old, but couldn't he just stay down for the full 90? Just keep him on. Because I mean he brought Mount on and I was just like, well, this is a disaster.
I think they wanted to give him a standing ovation. I think that's maybe they could have done it in the 89th minute, possibly.
I'd have definitely left Cunha on though. We could have done it on, when they put the board up for like 8 minutes or something, we could have done it in that time. And I was thinking that when we took off Cunha, I wasn't really sure why, because Cunha was playing really well. But I don't know. I don't think there's any reason to. I know people say we make subs, but we were on top of the game. I thought if we kept the first 11 as it was, I think we just scored more goals, because I think Xerxes was never going to score goals. I think Bruno Fernandes was probably thinking tonight, Bruno, he'll go home to his family and go, if they'd have kept Cunha on, I've probably got the record now.
Yeah. I mean, I'm like, I was watching it and I'm absolutely fuming. I'm fuming with a few people. In Bruno, honestly, what are you doing? Should have scored. Hits the post after he goes around the keeper, and I'm like, you should have scored that. And then, was it Bruno or was it Ahmad who sets it on a play and he just skies it? Bruno with a brilliant pass and he skies it again, and I'm just like, come on. This is so easy. This is like how to be a number 9 101. If this is Sesko, they all go in. I mean, maybe you can argue that maybe Sesko doesn't get into those positions. I think Mbeumo is slightly better in terms of positioning, but like, come on, man.
That's one thing I think in Mbeumo, he's linking up really well. That he's in dangerous positions, and that's even like Garnacho used to be quite good at getting into positions. But I think Mbeumo, you could say that he's going to get chances, didn't he? In that one.
What was really good about Mbeumo also was that he took defenders away. He created space for the other attackers, which sometimes gets missed. Do you have any sympathy of him having to rotate as a striker and not have a permanent role on the right?
The thing is, he's not. I mean, he is a striker by trade, technically, right? I mean, and he doesn't really fit on the right. Every time he's played on the right, I think he's been underwhelming. But I mean, you say that, right? He played really well, like first half of the season. He came back from AFCON and he just wasn't that good, and he deserved to be subbed for Sesko. Like Sesko deserved to be starting, and so while I feel sort of bad, I guess, but it's not. But the reason you're on the bench is because you weren't performing when you should have been. So I guess more of a no. Yeah. I do want to talk about a few people though.
Yeah, go for it. It's up to you. Who you want to talk about?
I mean, I can go through the players very briefly. I think Lemons, he had some good saves. He had some good cross-claiming, I think. Slight criticism, which he needs to stop doing, is, you know the pass where he just passes to the person right in front of him? The same pass he did against Liverpool. He did it again, and it was to Kobe, and we were very lucky that it was a foul committed, because he just needs to stop doing that pass. It's just not an intelligent pass, because it could have been easily 1-1, and he just needs to stop doing that. That's my only criticism of Lemons. I think the overall backline was well. Shaw could have been in a more attacking positions, but I think he's just getting old at this point, so it's fine. I think Lissandro's had an excellent game, and which also brings me on to the criticism of Gary Neville. He's like, "Oh, Morgan Gibbs-White did so well, but Lisandro Martinez did what he was supposed to." I was like, "Are you kidding me, Gary? Are you kidding me?" Like, honestly, at this point, just take his United fan badge and put an Arsenal fan badge there instead. I can't believe this is the level of commentary we're having right now. It's like, Lisandro did well. Say it how it is. He did well. So stop saying that. I think Casemiro had an excellent game. Maino had we didn't speak a lot about Maino, but I think his overall game was quite good. I didn't really have any criticisms. I think Bruno creatively was outstanding. A slight criticism of him is like some of his short passes were very sloppy. Like those passes that were very, I was like, he's making the hard passes, but there was the passes that he could have given to Mainu, where I was like, it got intercepted, and now Forest on a counter, and I'm like, slight improvement, but overall, I think he was my overall man of the match. I think Cunha was very good. His second half performance was much better than his first half. That's what I thought, at least. Mbeumo created chances, held a lot of movement. Unlucky not to score, but he should be doing better. And my main criticism is Ahmad, unfortunately. He has good work rate off the ball, but in attack, he was relatively anonymous. But like, especially in the first half, I think if you look at the Anderson's goal, is it the second goal with the header? Was it the first one? Sorry, the first one. If you actually see it, you see Ahmad just getting bullied off the ball because they take a short corner.
Yeah.
And Ahmad just gets bullied by Anderson, and then he whips him across, and it's 2-1. And I'm like, you could be doing more here. Like, you're already dodgy sort of on attack, but now you just let him score, or you just get him past you with ease.
I thought what was interesting about Ahmed was that he's probably the shortest man on the pitch. He got his head to that ball. It went over, but I thought his attacking play was fair today. I think it's been better. It should be better than it is today, but it's been better than it has been recently. What did you think about Bruno? Because I think for me, a lot of this there's two stories for me: Casemiro and Bruno today. I'd like to hear what your thoughts are on Casemiro, and also, I mean, do you think it must be absolutely crazy being Bruno and creating that many chances, and then seeing what our attackers are doing with those chances?
I mean, yeah. How he's not on like 20, 22 assists, 23 assists is. I mean, I don't understand it. Yeah. That Mbeumo one, he should be finished. Mbeumo at Brentford finishes that. That's what I have to say. Like Mbeumo before AFCON finishes that. And I'm just sitting there going, there is no way you've missed that. And then the Xerxes ones, Xerxes just needs to go. I'm sorry. Like, he it's just that there's no excuse for that. I mean, I don't know what to say. The fact that he's not on 22 assists or something like that is, I don't understand it. If I was Bruno, I would be absolutely fuming. If I don't get the assist record next week against Brighton, I would be absolutely furious. But yeah.
And how did you feel about Casemiro leaving?
Casemiro, what a player. I mean, I think when he first joined, it was a bit bumpy because we were like, I mean, I'm going to be honest. I knew he was a good player and he's a professional. And, he is part of a three-peat Madrid team. You have to put your respect on that. But when he first joined, I was like, he's a bit old. I think he had was it his first season? He had quite a bumpy season. I was like, this signing's not looking great. But I think he's redeemed himself and cool hero now, right? Everyone wants him. One more year, Casemiro.
No, I think that with Casemiro, it's like we've finally got a manager that's organised the team in a sensible manner. And I think you see with like Casemiro that if we could have done this a couple of years ago, and you get, I'm not asking for crazy tactical geniuses from managers. I'm just asking managers that set up Manchester United in a sensible manner and work with the players we got. I think we've always had quite good quality players, but we sometimes. And if you're asking Casemiro to do what Erik ten Hag wanted. And what Amram wanted, that he can't cover that sort of distance, and it's going to mean that he gets substituted after 70 minutes because he's gassed. And I think that's just inefficient organisation of the team. I think with Casemiro, do you know what I think with when people talk about 6s, 8s, 10s, and where they play on the pitch? I think Casemiro is one of these intelligent players that at Real Madrid, he's probably sitting a lot deeper because you've got Toni Kroos, you've got Modric, you've got Ronaldo, you've got unlimited attacking quality. And I think with Man United, he alternates with Mainu quite well.
Yeah.
And I think Casemiro knows that when to go forward, he's quite efficient in that, and he knows to pick out. And his heading is unbelievable. Like I can't believe how when we saw that goal when he scored against Chelsea with the head. It might have been a year or two ago. And he's like celebrating in front of the fans and going crazy. And this season, we've just seen it so many times. I don't think I've seen a header where Casemiro misses a header. Like he seems whenever there's a chance, his conversion rate is unreal, and he's just I think he's a world-class player. We got probably towards the latter end of his career. I don't think he's going to stay any longer, but I don't know. I think I've enjoyed watching him play. It's a shame we didn't have a better team. It feels a bit like if we could put Casemiro in like an 08 team, we'd see people would respect him more. If we put Bruno Fernandes in a team with like Van Nistelrooy or Rooney or something, we'd have a different mindset of him as well. And I think at the moment that we're going to build past Casemiro and probably get the best out of Bruno for a couple of years. But I know we said about the short passing with Bruno. Also, big up to Jeff. Jeff, thank you so much for the super chat. It's a great win today. Fun match. Have a great night. Great to get you on, Jeff. And we'll have to get you on as soon as we do another calling show as well. I was saying, you said about the short passing of Bruno. In my mind, during the match, that pass that Bruno did from like right on the right-hand side all the way across the pitch to give Jordan a good chance. I was watching that on the replay and I was thinking, bloody hell, you got to put your foot through it to get that sort of distance and that accuracy. And I was just thinking, there it is. There's the record. There's the record. It's like, oh no.
Yeah. And with Bruno, it's sometimes I just don't understand it. It's just like he's outstanding in terms of creativity. It's like his long balls, like the way he switches, even the way he finds the players or he knows exactly where they're going to run. It's outstanding. And then it's just like one pass sometimes in midfield that it should be going to Kobe or should be going to Cass, and it's just misplaced. Yeah. And then the team goes straight on the counter, and it happened against Newcastle when we lost the 2-1. Yeah, and I'm just like, if you fix that, Bruno, we're talking.
It's quite risky, isn't it? Though I think with this one, but that's kind of like I think that's the frustration of Bruno for a lot of fans, is that Bruno makes decisions incredibly quickly. And I think if you try to make him be more measured, you probably lose some of the things that you see, like the goal against Liverpool, where he puts the cross in first time for Maguire. And I think other things. I think Bruno instinctively puts the ball into dangerous areas. I think actually just before Luke Shaw scored, Bruno's first instinct was to get the ball high into the box to keep the pressure on, keep the defenders actually on their toes, and then the ball. The second ball, Luke Shaw wins that and scores. And I think that's not an assist, but I think with Bruno, he's getting the ball into danger areas and causing issues for the defence like continually. And I think it's up to people like Cunha to press high and try and get the second balls, get chances. And Benjamin Sesko does it very well.
Yeah. Yes, apologies. 2 more points very quickly. I think I had a criticism for Carrick for leaving substitutions very late. But I'm going to say something that's maybe, if those are the type of substitutions you're making, I'd rather you've just made them at minute 90, because the moment they switched, we lost Casemiro. I don't think Cunha should have been subbed at all. I think he should have stayed on the full 90. And we're playing one game a week. Like, it's not.
I think it might be. I think there's a couple of people in the chat put something earlier. It might be that they're managing minutes, because I think Cunha was he came back from injury. I'm wondering whether there's a reason other than tactics for that one. That's my guess, because otherwise, if he was fully fit, I'd keep him on the whole match every day.
Yeah. Did you have any sympathy, because he knows Sesko isn't going to be available for the next match? So if Mbeumo stays on and gets an injury, we're in real trouble the next game.
Yeah.
So that may have also been precautionary. And also, if you look at the bench, do you have any sympathy? I mean, he doesn't really have any options, does he?
Nah, he doesn't have options, and that's something that we have to fix in the window. I mean, if we're talking about some of the players that came on today, Mount, he came on, that whole midfield was misbalanced. I think we were okay, and we should be relatively comfortable. And then he came on, and we kind of were losing the midfield battle. I think Dorgu doesn't even look fit. I don't even know. I don't know. Just and Xerxes. I think the caller previous said if that's how fast Xerxes is, he just does not belong in this league. That's my personal opinion.
I could run faster than him, seriously.
Yeah, it's honestly. And there were times where I felt like I don't know who passed it to him. Was it in Bruno? And he just took one too many touches. And you literally take one touch, you put it in front of you, and you take a second touch, which is the shot. It's one touch, 2 touch, and that's it. And it's like I'm sitting there.
Yeah, you know how some players in them like Scholes, when the ball went to him, he knew exactly what he was going to do. I think with someone like Van Nistelrooy, his first touch was like, let's put it somewhere where I can finish it in the second touch. I get the feeling with Xerxes sometimes Xerxes plays like I imagine I would play if I was dropped into the team, where I'd be thinking, what am I doing? And I'd be slow and I'd be taking too many touches. And I think Xerxes is playing like a player that knows he's actually not going to be a Man United player next season. That's what I think. And I think it just hasn't worked out. But it could be match fitness as well. He never plays. Like I think Dorgu looked a bit like he was missing match fitness.
Got a shot off, even though he hit straight at the goalie.
Second shot. Sorry, that second shot should be going in. By the way, he takes a shot and then it goes straight back to him. And I'm like, you could have put it anywhere.
Xerxes,
and you put it in, and you just put it directly where the goalkeeper was. And I was
thinking that was,
and he didn't hit it with pace,
save, wasn't it? It was a good double save, but you kind of think
more pace, bottom corner.
You can make it, Xerxes isn't Xerxes about 6'4"?
Yeah,
and you just feel like he doesn't for someone that size. He doesn't seem to have a lot of physicality, if that makes sense. Like I don't see Xerxes pushing. I'm obviously shorter than Xerxes, and I'd imagine that if I was the same age and we were playing football, obviously I'm not at the level. I think if you're more determined, I think people can bully Xerxes a little bit. I think Xerxes. I think Xerxes Serie A. I think that's what I think.
I think he would do well. I think he would do well at Juve. The only other thing is Anderson. Right?
Yeah,
Anderson, brilliant. I think if we're being honest. And we weren't just because we won, we'd give it to the man of the match to Bruno or something like that. If I had to just choose it overall, I would give it probably to Anderson overall. Like out of both teams, I think Anderson's not on that game. It's like 3-0, 4-0. Like Forest won't be scoring goals if it wasn't for Anderson. And I know it's weird because I want my player to say he's the best on the field, but if we're being honest, it was Anderson. But it's weird though because we're saying he's going to be the Casemiro replacement, but he was like the most number eight on the field. Like he played like a number 8. He didn't play like a number 6 at all. I say that though, he did have like a lot of interceptions, a lot of duels won. So he's doing his defensive work. So
he won like 60%, and Man United have a high win rate. So he did some good work there. I was saying like we're talking about a 3-2 win, but everything Forest did was for Anderson, and credit to him.
Yeah, no, outstanding player. Again, I would obviously love to have him at United. 90 million, 100 million. Okay. I was like, I don't know, 100 million. That's a bit much. But okay, fair enough. A bit much. 120 million, no chance. that's like more than.
It kind of edges up slowly, doesn't it? It depends when the market opens. But Mo, it's always a pleasure.
Thank you very much.
We're going to bring Omar on, and then we're going to bring Kenny on. Are you okay for another couple of calls?
Yeah.
It might be a little bit shorter, but cheers, Mo. Be at you, Omar.
How are you guys?
How are you feeling today?
Good.
Another win. Good. Bruno?
Like the name of the other guy, we deserve better in that game, honestly. Especially with the missed chances. And this game especially showed the weaknesses we have in the midfield. Like Anderson really ran the pitch today. I salute him to that. And he's been like this just like the entire season. He's been consistent. So I feel like if we go for midfielders, I think he should be in the conversations to be like top 1 target or top 2. Has to be.
I think a lot of people agree with that.
You got to try.
Yeah.
And to be honest, even though I said before, Anderson is now worth 100 million. I don't know now. He's been consistent. Even the last season when we were still in the Europa League when we finished 15th. Him with Forest he really showed he was good and all. But this season is what really set him apart from the rest of midfielders. He's been consistent, and his game got him better. Defensively, he's gotten better massively. Because I had issues with him when we were linked to him even last year. So I feel like he for me he looks like a Man United player. He doesn't look like a Man City player, in my opinion.
Yeah, I'm hoping United can get him. I think, well, interestingly, when we spoke to, I think you probably heard Dan, the Nottingham Forest fan, saying that he thought that Manchester United would be a better move for Anderson because you get into the first team. Is City going to be the best move for him? I mean, it's up to Anderson. I think United have got something that we can now sell to different. No, we don't really have to sell it, do we? We're Manchester United. We've got Champions League football. We're levels better than last season. I don't know how many points we got this season, but I think it must be about 20 more than last season at least. We scored way more goals. There's lots of positives to go on.
68 points so far this season.
Actually, around 28 more than last season. It's been a big
Carrick's win rate now must be like it's over 65%, isn't it?
Must be close to 70, I suspect, because he's won 11 out of 16. So over 2/3, yeah.
With Carrick, even though I wanted the other managers, like especially Nagelsmann or Enrique or even Iraola or Emery, okay, I'm gonna back him. And like the football issues I have with him, you know how we play, I'll leave it until next season, for them to fix. I don't trust the board, but maybe a miracle can happen and we sign the right players and we play more open, high-line football. But we'll see what happens in the summer. I mean, also, even though Luke Shaw got a goal, his performance wasn't really that. People are glazing for the goal, but like his performance really isn't that. And Delo can cross a ball to save his life.
He does. He does all the running, doesn't he, Delo? And then it's just the final ball, and you kind of think. I sometimes see him running, which is great, but then what I don't see him doing is get his head up and look at what the best option is, and inevitably he will run into free players, or the ball in will just be a poor ball in.
I remember when we were playing Sociedad in the first leg in Spain. I remember there was a chance where he could have crossed the ball to Højlund. I'm like, what are you doing there? Like the pass is clearly in front of you. Just pass the ball. And he just, every time I see Delo trying to cross the ball, I'm always thinking to my head, Delo, please remember what a cross is.
So it sounds to me, Omar, that you would go heavy on fullbacks this summer.
I don't know if we are even going for a left back, let alone a right back, but hopefully we are going for fullbacks because we need to leave creative burden of Bruno. He might get overworked for like creative reasons. That's why I think we also need fullbacks for that as well. Creatively, without Bruno, like creatively, we're not really the best. Maybe if you put Cunha in that position, he would. We would be also creating more chances, but we definitely need fullbacks. Overlap.
Yeah, Vicky's got a question saying, do you think Anderson, do you think he's considering what's happening with Pep at City if Pep leaves? Would be a factor.
I think Pep would leave. I think Pep's leaving.
Do we not have this conversation doesn't Pep do this every single summer? He's going to go, but then he stays. He's going to go.
Yeah, he kind of reminds me of a teacher who says he's going to leave every year, but he never leaves.
Yeah, like
I think Alex Ferguson was going to retire a couple of years earlier, but we lost the title, and he was like, "Shit, I'm not going to go out of that." But Omar,
maybe he will leave this year.
Have you got any final say, Omar, before we get Kenny in, who's waiting patiently backstage to come on?
All I've got to say is, whoever says Bruno doesn't deserve player of the season, and says Rice deserves it, should go to jail.
Yeah, I agree with you.
You say go to jail?
Yeah.
Yeah, he should be prison for life.
Lock him up.
that sounds reasonable and fair measures, I think, Omar. With this one, it's always a question, isn't it, of like individual performance versus team performance, and I think that's why you rightly said that people and the caller before said about give a lot of credit to Anderson in this match, and I think 100%. But big up to you, Omar. Thanks for calling in today.
Always good to hear from you, Omar. See you again soon.
All right. Thank you guys for having me on. See you guys soon.
Cheers, Omar. And we're going to bring on final caller of today, Mr. Kenny from Kenny Fan TV.
Oh,
big
it's
up to you, Kenny.
Big up.
I invited
Yeah,
you
that's
a couple
me.
of times.
That's me. Big
You
up,
said in the chat you maybe next time, but no, Kenny.
Yeah, I'm here now. I thought at this time you would have already ended the call-in show. So yeah, I was just actually watching the IPL. That was some IPL going on. So yeah, I thought you might have already ended the call. But yeah, I'm here. It's good to see you. We deserve better, and I think for one day you just have to change your name to Bruno deserves better, because he should have gotten six assists.
So true, isn't it? So true.
Yeah, that's so true, man. Yeah. The amount of chances we missed is just, I'm not surprised, to be honest. Ever since the AFCON ended, I was like, what's been happening with Brand Bruno? Like, I thought, okay, prior to Amrim sacking, I thought Bruno was Brand Bruno was really quality, but ever since when like Amrim got sacked, and after the AFCON ended, I don't know. I just really don't know what's been happening with Brand Bruno. Is this really like a confidence issue, or was it like he wasn't the exact Brand Bruno that like we all as fans, we all saw him at Brentford. I don't know. I really don't know what's been happening with him, but he really needs to fix up or something like that. Yeah.
A lot of it's just sorry to interrupt you. A lot of it's been framed around AFCON, and I think a lot of players look. It's a big competition in the middle of the season. I think a lot of players have suffered. Before the AFCON, he'd scored 9 goals and made 2 assists. One was in the EFL, and since he's come back, he's only scored 2 and made 2. So I think AFCON has had an impact. I think he's a good player.
So, yeah. Ahmad in his final third as well. But I thought he's done okay. Maybe defensive wise he's done fine. But I think just the final third as well. Maybe I think both of them have confidence issues or something like that. And Zirkzee, I know, as the previous caller has said, like I don't want to. I'm not going to totally blame it on Zirkzee because I've already known like he doesn't suit the Premier League, in my opinion. I mean, it's been known for a while, so I don't.
I think it's like.
Yeah, I don't
really blame it on because I saw this on. So I think Ahmadjalo, it's been a bit the same most of the season. And say Kerwin, So I agree with Vicky's point. I agree with Kerwin's point as well, saying Mbeumo. The thing about Brian today is that if Mbeumo's having not the most effective game, he'll always do the defensive work, and he always makes the runs. Like when some players aren't having good form and they stop, it's when you stop making the runs, that's the worry. But for Mbeumo, he's always getting into the positions. He misses a chance, he responds well, and eventually got his goal. So I think he's someone that will be. If he has lack of form, I think he'll still work through it. Where I think some players can get a bit despondent. I don't think Mbeumo is like that. I think he will keep going.
If he works in if there's like a 4-4-2 formation, or maybe like a 3-5-2 formation, I think that's where Brand Bruno works. Maybe like a right hand side forward, surely, maybe. I guess, yeah.
What was your view? Sorry to interrupt. What was your view on Casemiro? How did that feel, seeing him going off on his last game at Old Trafford?
Yeah, a little bit emotional, because I feel like at times where few seasons ago I was kind of on a Carragher when I was like, leave football before football leaves you or something like that. I was like, yeah, he's totally became an uncle. But this season, he has truly earned a lot of fans.
Yeah.
And so yeah, he literally, and you know what? Only at the start of the season, I felt like, yeah, he's really proved me wrong. He's still not finished, and I still believe he still has years left in Europe. I think he should go. I believe he deserves to be in Europe for the next couple of years. In my opinion, he should not be going to MLS. But like otherwise he's really had a good game. Kobe, fantastic. He had a fantastic game. What I thought about it this morning, right? On my side, right? I thought maybe why not keep Casemiro as a backroom sub, maybe as a mentor towards younger midfielders. Who knows? Maybe, I don't know. Maybe if he kind of retires from football, like in case if he announces that he can become a backroom staff, I wouldn't mind that, to be honest.
Do you think possibly Tchouaméni may be something that can?
I wouldn't mind Tchouaméni. He's really had a fantastic season at Real Madrid. I mean, despite of the chaotic situations that has been going on, Valverde will be too expensive to get him. I think Tchouaméni will be the one, if you ask me. But man, Anderson is a must buy. He is an absolute must buy. He was quality in the second half, in my opinion. He's got 2 assists. I think he would be a real. I pray and hope he doesn't go City. Just get
Sure.
Anderson at one cost.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's good at too many things, isn't it? When people say where would Anderson play, and he does the defensive work, he's winning his duels, he's then creative as well. So
he can play both as 6 and 8. He's
that's like the thing. I think he reminds me a little bit like midfielders we used to have. Like, can Roy Keane defend? Yes. Can Roy Keane score goals? Yes. Is he effective in most areas of the pitch? Yeah.
And it's the same with Mainu. And when you've got intelligent midfielders, and it's the same for Casemiro. And when you have intelligent midfielders, you've built that relationship, and you know when to sit deep, and you know when to go forward, and you have that telepathy amongst you, and the understanding of the game. So I think, when you bring in elite midfielders, I think that's part of their get up anyway. And Tchouaméni is another who can play 6 or 8, and I think it's good to have that flexibility.
Yeah, definitely. Luke Shaw finally Luke Shaw finally scored his goal ever since like, was it actually January 2023? That's like 3 years.
It was, yeah.
They actually showed it.
It popped up on the screen, yeah.
I was like, he hasn't scored that type of goal for ages,
It was in Europe, wasn't it? The last time I think it was this goal.
Remember,
it might be a Europe. I can't exactly remember.
I remember he scored a COVID goal where he was running from defence, almost the length of the pitch, and then I think they did a 1-2 and then scored. And I was like, "Wow, what's going on?" But it's his 4th goal, isn't it? So I think if he gets a couple more, he can beat Gary Neville, which should be not the greatest achievement, but it's one thing puts Gary Neville down the slot, but.
Basically speaking on Gary Neville, I don't know. In my group chat, there were people discussing about Gary Neville. What was he saying? I don't know. Like, I usually watch games on mute because it's a bit late.
He was just I think he was when Cunha scored, he was saying it should definitely be disallowed for handball. So I was kind of ignoring him.
What's good, Kenny, what is your view on Cunha? Because he's had his plaudits and he's had quite a few criticism and quite a few praise. How do you see him?
I think Cunha is a fantastic player, in my opinion. In his first 10 games, even though he didn't have in terms of GA, he like his first few games he was a lot unlucky, but there was some performance in him. So that's where I felt like Cunha has been one of our best forwards apart from Sesko, in my opinion. And I believe I can say this with chest that I'm glad we signed him. He I can say this with chess. He's a massive upgrade on Garnacho.
Yeah, well, I'm not sure that's a compliment, but yeah. We'll take it.
The other thing is that I think what we've realised is that when you think of like Cunha, Lamons, and Buemo, Sasco, these are just like much better players than the players we had before in the team. So if you look at Agate being replaced by whether it's Anderson or it's going to be Tonali or it's going to be Edison or whoever it is, it's going to be just a massive upgrade. And again, like Toby Collier's a midfielder that's been in the squad this season, but he's going to be replaced maybe by another midfielder coming in, and then Casemiro will be replaced by another midfielder.
Is he going to be sold?
I don't know. He's on loan at the moment, isn't he?
Yeah, he's 23 now, isn't he, Collier?
I think he probably will. I'd imagine that maybe he's just been unlucky with injuries.
They are talking about at least 2 midfielders and 3 if it's viable. So it's where does he then get that look in? You know.
Yeah, and Vic had a question saying, "Do you think we'd sell any defenders?" I don't know if we. My answer would be, I'm not sure. I think there's too much to sort out in the team. That one thing as well, Kenny, you might have seen that Napoli won, so Rasmus has officially been. I think it was deal now. So
officially, yeah.
Who do you see being sold, like realistically being sold from the squad? Like any defenders, midfielders? Xerxes?
I think Zergs. I don't think Carrick rates him personally, so I'd say maybe. I think mostly he will get sold, in my opinion. Mason Mount, I'm not sure if he gets sold.
I think Mason Mount gets loaned out. Too expensive.
I just
maybe pray like Frank Lampard just maybe call his son back or something like that.
He could though, couldn't he? And we could maybe loan him out, possibly like Rich said, for the season. Just get his wages off the books.
I think that's what they're looking at doing. I think they're looking to sell. No, not sell. They're looking to loan out Mason Mount. Maybe that's why they bring him on for 10 minutes just to show that he can still walk around.
He's still here.
He's still alive.
Yeah,
exactly. Because no one knew Malacia if he was alive for about a year. I mean, we joke about it, but people were asking me like, "Have you heard about De Ligt?" I go, "Not really." Until a week ago, we heard
surgery. I just heard about surgery, and he's definitely going to miss the World Cup, and I just wish him all the best for his.
I hope he recovers. But
I just hope he recovers well. But see the back injury, I'm not sure what he has. If this was a spinal injury, then it's a big problem. It's a massive issue.
I was thinking, because a lot of people said he's got a history of knee issues and ligament issues. I was thinking like anyone that's had those sort of injuries, eventually it kind of affects the way you walk, the way you run, and it might then put an impact on your joints. Because I said my dad had like knee operations when he was younger, and then it gradually affects your hip. And it's professional football with the kind of impact they're putting for their bodies as well. It's just going to be exacerbated. So I'd imagine that. I don't be too negative, but my hopes are quite slim, because I just start looking at, when you look at all the evidence, you just think, he spent months trying not to have an operation, and because he's had to have an operation, I'm a bit concerned. That's what I say. From a Man United point of view, they might have to look at whether they've got enough options in defence.
The difficulty we have, though, of course, is that he'll still be with us next season, and so what will United think about that manoeuvre? You know, do they just chance it and hope he'll be back in 5 months' time? October, and we've got enough depth. We all agree we don't have enough depth, but will United make that gamble and prioritise other positions?
Yeah, Danny says sell Licher, but the thing is, I don't know how can you sell players that have had injury issues? Like what? I don't think we can sell Mason Mount because the issues and the salary. Martinez, I don't know. I think we're kind of it sounds bad. I think we're kind of stuck with these contracts until they get moved on.
Yeah. Would you go for a Senesi on a free?
Senesi on a free? Yeah, it'll be good. He'll be a fantastic addition.
And talking about players on a free, would you bring in a Lewandowski?
11. Yeah. Yeah, for the Champions League games. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Champions League games.
How much do we pay Xerxes? Can you imagine if Xerxes left, Lewandowski comes on a free? I mean, I used to spend 99% of the time saying, "Don't be ridiculous. He's too old," and then 1% of me just thinks, "Can you imagine if he comes off the bench? I'd just be. It's almost like it'd be nice to get him in for like a trial in a couple of matches. So can we loan him for like 5 games, see how he does?" Because part of me wants to get him just because I'm intrigued a bit. Like, and I think like Zlatan worked well. Henrik Larsson worked well, and Cavani was good at the start, but I wouldn't. There would be no sort of long-term issue in that, with there? Like no long-term thing.
He's never injured, and that's the thing about him, and he's clinical. And I think whoever gets him on a free is going to be quids in, because that's talent, and that the impact from the changing room, the impact for the other attackers, what they can learn from.
Thinking time, doesn't it? If you think Cheetah can make it, then it gives you another year to see without spending big money.
Yeah.
Possibly.
I feel like Cheeto on loan shall do, maybe.
Maybe loan Cheeto out for a year and then use that to we did with Almajalo and like we did with.
I think we need to
other examples. Yeah, and see how that goes. But any final points you want to make, Kenny? Because I did say to Widders about it, we try and do like a 90-minute show, and it's just impossible.
Yeah. Oh, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. Yeah.
When I saw you,
anyways, I'm just.
I wanted to get you in, Kenny, because I messaged you in the past and I said, come in, and I didn't want you to come in the backstage and then go, sorry, Kenny, we had to go.
I thought you already got it. Yeah, but no, man. Yeah. Anyways, I'm just satisfied we basically got into a Champions League, but hopefully next season anyways, Carrick has been appointed. That's on Ineos. They already made their final bid. So I wish nothing but all the very best to Michael Carrick. He absolutely needs it, and we just need to recruit the right midfielders. Hopefully,
Are you happy, Kenny? Are you happy, Kenny, about Carrick being given the permanent role?
I had my reservations about Carrick in the last couple of months. I felt like maybe you should have maybe interviewed any other managers like Enrique, Nagelsmann, and maybe Areola at a certain degree, but now that they already appointed Carrick, so yeah, all the best to Carrick. That's what I'm going to say. And I really hope he does well next season.
Yeah.
I think it seems like a sensible sort of thing to do, because Man United are playing quite well. Everything seems to be quite organised. I think the worst case scenario with Carrick is we don't do too much better than we did this season. I don't see that. It doesn't feel like a risk, does it? Like if you went for a completely different manager and lots of things changed, you could see it being a bit risky. I think this transfer window, you got to get the transfer window right. And Yadi says that the maths say we can spend around 450, but it says if we spent 250, but it was spent well, it's actually for me it's about spending it well rather than the actual amount. I think we can spend 250 quite well and address a few issues in our team, and it's a lot better than spending 500 million badly that Liverpool did. Like spend 250 million well. We underspent Liverpool by about 200 million last year, and we bought better players. Yeah,
yeah.
I think Liverpool have actually wasted on like Isak and Words. They should have they could at least gone for they could at least sign some centre backs. That's where. But anyways, they just wasted just like GTA or something like that.
Yeah.
They just. Yeah. Anyways, FSG said slot stay, so I'm just. So it's a good news.
Give it an extension.
Yeah, extension 10. Yeah, a lifetime contract. Yeah, absolutely.
10 more years.
I saw this rumor linking Amarin to Liverpool, and I was thinking,
I don't think
Amarin. I don't care. Put one of them in charge of Liverpool for ages. It'd be great. I was guessing. Are you in Australia, Kenny?
Yeah, Sydney.
You know,
Yeah,
sometimes I message you and just think I never have an idea what time zone you're in. There's a few time zones in
yeah.
Australia, isn't there?
5 hours, isn't it?
Yeah, I already slept a bit. I already slept, like, I already had a nap during the day. So
What time is it
yeah,
where you are now? Just out of
So-
interest.
4 in the morning, 4:30.
no, no. It's like 1:30. It's like 1:34 a.m.
Oh wow,
Yeah, it's
that's not
it's
too bad.
currently Monday for me. It's currently Monday for me. Yeah, I'm gonna get some rest before I'm gonna do a watch along in the morning.
No sleep till Brooklyn.
What are you watching? What are you watching in the morning, Kenny?
I'm gonna be doing a Newcastle and West Ham. So I'm gonna be on a little bit on Fernandez watch. So yeah.
Yeah, let us know what you think of Fernandez, Juve, Somerville. Who else is there that we could look at? Yeah,
Beautiful.
West Ham are definitely worth looking at. That I think there's a few players
I
there.
think left back.
Hall. Have a look at
Beautiful.
Hall for us. Hall, Lewis Hall.
Lewis Hall.
and Tonali. Lewis Hall, Tonali.
Yeah, a lot of scout along watch. But
Kenny's like, I just want to enjoy the game. Why are you giving me all these things to do? Do you know what time in the morning it's going to be?
Though? If I watch Man United, people will go, right, how is this player go? I don't know. I can't really scrutinise one individual player because I tend to be watching Man United players most of the time. It's really difficult. I think today was easy because Anderson, obviously, his contributions he made, and it's tricky. But no, I think Man United's transfer strategy has actually made my job easier because I watch mainly Premier League football. So when we're scouting players, I go, I know this guy.
Easy, yeah.
That's why I like Mbeumo Cunha. I had no idea about Lamans. But I didn't.
Oh yeah. Lemons was the one I never had any idea. The Boomer and Cunha, obviously, because Cunha has been in the league for a few years. Brian Boomer as well. So yeah, Lemons.
Well, didn't they?
Lemons
recently.
Lemons was Lemons is arguably one of the best signings of the summer, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, and massive upgrade on Onana. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Anyways, guys, I gotta go. Take care.
It's lovely seeing you, Kenny. Come back again, yeah.
Yeah.
Pleasure speaking to you, Kenny.
Yeah, pleasure.
You're always welcome, but although some games might be in the middle of the night for you, but you're always welcome.
Yeah,
if you're
See you soon.
Yeah, see you soon.
Cheers, Kenny. And Elizabeth, thank you so much for co-hosting this afternoon. It feels like evening, doesn't it? Every time I do a stream, I kind of end in the evening when I've got guests on. But no, and everybody in the comments, thanks so much for supporting the channel. And I know there's a lot of smaller teams playing at the moment as we've been streaming, but we're focusing on the big one, Man United today. But Elizabeth, thank you so much, and everybody else in the chat, thanks so much. Who is this person? He's gone. Exactly. Who is he? Someone posted a comment saying that who is it? Like, say Garnacho might win a final or something. I was like, who is this person? Like, I don't care about these people. They were mediocre Man United players, and now they're gone. Any thoughts you want to say? Because I know we've been listening to loads of people. Anything you want to add at the end?
It's such a happy day, right? Look, we've cemented third place. We're finishing 9 points currently ahead of Liverpool. Bruno's got 20 assists, so at the very least, he's equal the record. Casemiro got a lovely standing ovation, a really heartfelt standing ovation nice. from the fans. And we had 29 shots. Get our shots on target, improve that. But that was good attacking football today. I loved it. That was Carrick ball. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, there were loads. And I think this one, for the game, I was going to say, Man United win, like, tick. Bruno assist, eventually, tick. And there's like a player that's in not great form scoring. I think I said that in the preview, like Mbeumo scores. So that's another tick. And did Anderson look like a player we should sign? Yes, he did. So we got some more information with that one. So Man United, I hope there's a photo tomorrow of like Bruno Fernandes with Omar and Anderson and Carrick next to him going, well, Anderson, let's discuss about next season. I think it's a lot of positives, definitely a lot of positives. Big up to you, Kenny. Always welcome, my friend. Always welcome. And thanks, Winners are better. Thanks everyone in the chat. Always a pleasure to talk to you guys after a match. And let's hope we're going to do one more match this year with another win against Brighton. Bit of believer watch maybe in a week's time for everybody.
Yeah. Roll
Something
on,
to look
Brighton.
forward to. Yeah, enjoy the carrot ball, Cody. Enjoy it.
Everyone.
No, cheers, everybody, and we'll catch you guys. There might be a stream tonight, depending on my motivation. Although we'll have to see. We'll have to see. But then, guys, thank you for watching. If you are new, please subscribe. Please hit the notification bell, and hopefully we'll see you guys in the next one.